Hey everybody, my name is Nick Madsen. For those of you that don't know me, I am one of the board members for the HOA here at Plum Creek. And for those of you who have not had any interactions with the board is just a group of homeowners like yourself that have volunteered their time and run through an election to help take care of things and keep things running here at Plum Creek at Kyle, Texas. So there's a number of things that we as a board have noticed that we're trying to improve upon here at Plum Creek, and one of those has been the communication back and forth with the residents. There's been a number of issues that have been raised. For one thing, a lot of the homeowners aren't the people that need the information now. There's a fair amount of renters here in Plum Creek, and they may or may not have access to Neighbor Network or the other ways on the email list, the other ways that we send out information. And there's also, from the data we've seen, just a problem with the emails and the other forms of traffic reaching the residents and the people that need it. So this is another way that we're reaching out. It's going to be probably monthly or bi-monthly. We'll see how often we need to make these, and they're just going to be sort of a grouping of all the announcements that people will need to know for the upcoming month, what's going on, how to get involved, how to make sure that you're getting the most out of your experience here at Plum Creek. So let's start off with the dog park. So the first announcement is the dog park. For those of you who take advantage of the dog park, you may have noticed that the gate is broken on the entrance to the dog park. We know, we've been working on it. Shockingly, there's, like many things today, a supply chain issue, and so some of the parts that we need in order to have the vendor come and fix the fence haven't arrived yet, and so that's what we're waiting on. But rest assured, it is going to be replaced and is going to be good as new as soon as possible. Okay, for the big announcement coming up, we have the 4th of July. Obviously, that's a big time here at Plum Creek. There's a couple of things that go on that day. So for those of you who may not have been here before or like to get the information for this year, know that the first thing that happens is a run in the morning. There's various distances. It's covered under the name Popsicle Run, and you can go to popraces.com and get all the information. The various starts will be over at McNaughton, and you'll go through the course depending on how long you're going to run, and then finish up back there where the finish line is. They still need volunteers, so I'm going to go ahead and put a link to how to volunteer below this email or below this video. And you can also go, if at any point in time you can't find it, go to our YouTube channel, and it's going to be in the description of the video there so that you can link up. There's a couple of things that we do every year that are really big, and 4th of July is one of them. Obviously, Easter's another one. We have these big events where it really takes a lot of people to put all these things together, and we have a really great rec committee that does a lot of work in order to make sure that these things are all ready to go, but we always need manpower to help get these done. So, you know, we're coming out of COVID. I know everybody's been locked up for 2 or 3 years, but it's a really great time to get out as long as you're comfortable with it. And start really interacting with your neighbors and you know, helping out to make these events as good as they can be. So please, if you have any time or interest in volunteering in any capacity, whether it's making burgers or just, you know, standing out handing water to the runners, whatever it is, to go ahead and use any of the contact information below to get your name out there and get on a list and you know, be part of this thing. And we sure would appreciate it. There's a couple of ways that you can just generally reach us. Number one, of course, is HOA. The HOA has a contract with Goodwin, who's still managing the day-to-day activities. So, you know, feel free to reach out through Town Square or contact Adrian directly through the phone number, leave a message, email, whatever, in order to get your day-to-day stuff going on. If you just have feedback about general stuff, there is a email that will be checked periodically, but you know, won't be checked every day, so don't leave everything down there if you need an immediate response, and I'll link that below as well. In addition, we're starting up, you know, social media pages, and we're going to have a Facebook and an Instagram and all this stuff, and so there will be some more communication in order to create and facilitate a direct back and forth between the HOA and all the committees and the residents, you know, so that we can all feel like we're together. I know sometimes it feels like maybe like HOA things are just happening or committees are just doing things, but we're all just neighbors volunteering our time to try to make this as nice of a place as possible and try to keep our home values as high as possible. And so, we're just all here to try to work together and make this the best community it can be. All right. Sorry for the distraction. Moving on to the announcements. We have the parade, obviously, that goes on after the Popsicle Run on the 4th of July. It's a great event if you've never been out there. If you have kids and you've never seen it before, it's kind of can't miss. You can decorate up your bikes or your golf carts or your wagons with all kinds of festive stuff. And we actually have like a parade that starts at 10 a.m. The beginning of the parade is over at Negley and Whitty, and it continues on a path till you get to the bucket pool over there in the park, and then there'll be a little sort of fair thing going on there with hot dogs and hamburgers and drinks and some fun activities and stuff for the families and all the kids and everything. That goes from 10 a.m. until I think it closes up maybe at 12 or 1, but usually the food and everything runs out before that, so it's kind of first come first serve and get there as soon as you can. All right, and then at night, obviously the big event is the fireworks. Real shout out to Nika, who liaisoned with the city of Kyle and worked with the city council to make sure that we kept the fireworks here in Plum Creek this year. As many of you know, it was supposed to take place over Lake Kyle, and through her hard work and working to talk to those people and convince them to stay, we're going to have it again over the golf course here at Plum Creek, which I know that we all enjoy because we get to just basically walk outside our house and see the fireworks. So again, real thanks to Nika, another HOA board member who is doing work. Speaking of that, I know some of us, you may know or may not know, we're going to try to do videos that explain what everybody's role is and what they're doing here so that, it's a more straightforward process to get in touch with us, and if you have issues or you want to bring something up, to do so. Don't forget, on the calendar on the website, there's also a link to every board meeting so that you can come out and give your feedback directly. There's usually only a few people there, and we're more than welcome to have anybody come and talk to us about anything they want so that we can try to do everything that we can for you. All right. So moving on from the 4th of July into August, there's the Summer Bash. That's August 14th. There'll be more details coming out, but essentially, it's going to be another one of our fairs where there's a lot of vendors and fun things that go on. It's 1 to 4 p.m. on August 14th, and it's going to be over at the community center. If you are a small business or you're interested in a vendor booth, I'll put another link below so that you can check that out. Okay, other than that, there's going to be more videos coming up. I know there's some hot topics that I don't want to have a half-hour video with, so we're going to have one on what's going on for August, September, what's going on with some of the various projects around, including the trees and the pools and that kind of stuff. Like I said, we're going to try to do one with all the members of the committees and the HOAs so that you can get to know them, and we're going to put links to everybody's emails and everything below so that you can contact us and get a hold of whoever you need to.